You want the stick? It's been a long week as a Chicago Bulls fan. Don't get me wrong. The jokes are hilarious. The memes are hilarious. The Judgment Day, the are you fornicating before marriage, the unrighteous, like all that shit was funny, continues to be funny, will probably always be funny. But I think I speak for every Chicago Bulls fan when I say we're tired, man. We're ready for this Jaden Ivey situation to go away. I'm sick of going on Twitter and seeing people, the people too, the certain kind of people where they're like, see, this is why I don't watch the Chicago Bulls anymore. And it's like, bitch, you haven't watched the Chicago Bulls since Bill Clinton was president. Shut the fuck up. Keep it moving. You go look at any Chicago Bulls social media post on any platform. Look at the comments. It's going to be met with the grifters, the fake actors, the outrage specialists. You know the types. They got the blue check mark. The first line in their bio is either Christian or Patriot. And they're just using it to push their bullshit narratives, their bullshit agendas. And none of it even makes sense. None of it is really Chicago Bulls related. Like, if I see one more person being like, oh, the NBA is woke, this is proof that they hate Christians. If he was Muslim, this wouldn't be a problem. You realize Kyrie Irving is a Muslim, right? And he also got suspended for pushing bullshit narratives out there. So people, man, it's just getting annoying. And one of the most tiring conversations that people are having is I saw Ryan Clark this morning saying this himself, I believe on the Pivot podcast. He was saying, if this was Anthony Edwards, this wouldn't be a problem. Yeah, no fucking shit, guys. If this was Anthony Edwards, it wouldn't be a problem. First of all, people bringing Ant into this really isn't fair because, yes, Ant did have a problematic video a couple years ago. That was clearly him being young and immature and joking with his friends. He wasn't specifically targeting a group of people. He wasn't going on 75-minute rants targeting specific groups of people, talking down to them, doing all that shit Jaden Ivey was doing. Totally different. You guys are losing the context, losing the plot with that one. But yeah, if Anthony Edwards did go crazy and started going on 75-minute rants and telling the NBA they shouldn't have Pride Week and all the stuff that Jaden Ivey did, if Anthony Edwards did that, he probably would get away with it. That is how life works, guys. When you are really good at something, you get away with stuff. When you're not very good at something, you do not get away with stuff. If you are Anthony Edwards and you are an MVP caliber player, you're averaging 30 points a game, you're carrying the Minnesota Timberwolves to the Western Conference Finals, you're going to get a little more cachet. You're going to get a longer leash than Jaden Ivey, who was averaging 8 points a game as a member of the Chicago Bulls and couldn't shoot and didn't look very athletic anymore. Like, that's how life works, guys. Good example. When I worked bar security for 15 years, I was the head of security. I was kind of the guy who, when shit went down, I was really good at talking people down. I was very good at my job. And with my MMA background, I could handle situations if it got to that point. I had a pretty long leash. I could show up 5 minutes late for work, not a big deal. I could ignore some of the other meticulous duties of the job, not a big deal. I got away with it because I was good at the parts that they wanted me there for. There were other people on the crew, they couldn't get away with that because they weren't good in confrontation situations. They weren't relied upon to do the nastier parts of the job, if you know what I mean. So that's just how life works, man. If you work in sales, and month after month, you're in the top 5% of the company in sales, you can probably show up late to work every once in a while. You can probably get away with some shit. You can take an extended lunch break. Like, this is how it works. So stop trying to persecute Jaden Ivey. Stop trying to throw Anthony Edwards into these conversations and say it's not fair. That's how life works, guys. When you're really good at something, you get away with more than if you're not very good at something. So, I mean, I'm still hoping the best for Jaden Ivey. The young man clearly needs help. That's another thing with these blue checks, these quote-unquote patriots, these quote-unquote Christians. They're being like, see, this is an attack on Christianity. You're saying Christianity is a mental illness. Take the religion out of it, man. Go listen to what Jaden Ivey's saying. Take the religion out. This young man has admitted to being abused sexually as a kid. He's admitted to abusing his wife. He's admitted to attempting suicide with painkillers. Like, the young man clearly needs help. I hope he gets that help. But seriously, I'm just ready for this story to go away. I'm ready for the day where I can log onto Twitter, talk Chicago Bulls stuff, and not see these grifters in the comments talking about persecution and woke NBA and all this bullshit.